I think it was what I had. Because it gave me hard changes that hurt.
Mayor, the meeting is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, folks. Certainly good to see all of you here for the Benton Town Council meeting on this Tuesday evening, July 21st. And we will start with the roll call, please.
Councilmember Lyles.
Here.
Councilmember McCarty.
Here.
Councilmember Stovall.
Here.
Vice Mayor Mullins. Here. Mayor Gross.
Here. Here in the town of Benton, we use the moment of silence so that everyone can pray or meditate as they see fit. If you pray, and I certainly hope you do, I will be praying. I would ask you to keep this community, this country, and this council meeting in your thoughts and prayers. And I'll ask you to stand for that as we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilmember Lyles has been in charge of that.
Yes, sir, and I'm going to do it myself.
All right, proud of if you'll stand, please.
Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic that stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
All right. Again, welcome to the proceedings for this evening. Next item is the community events. Councilmember McCarty usually handles that.
Okay. July the 25th, Mingle at the Market with Abby and Andy Niekirk and Gasoline Alley from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. August the 4th, National Night Out with the Benton Police Department from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. There is a new location. It's at our farmers market. So again, that's August the 4th, National Night Out with the Benton Police from 6 to 8 at the farmers market. And then on August the 8th, Mingle at the Market with $5 Shake from 7 until 10 p.m. We encourage folks to visit one of the many restaurants and entertainment venues in our community. For more information, it can be found on each venue's website or social media. And for more information on everything happening in Benton, please visit the In Benton Facebook page and don't forget to like and share.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So August 4th, National Night Out. That means we will not be having council meeting, right?
Correct. We're going to have a fun time at the farmers market.
There you go. I plan to be there, Lord willing. With that, we'll move to the announcements for the council activities, and Vice Mayor handles that.
Thank you. July 8th, Mayor Gross attended the Regional Chambers Good Morning VBR meeting. July 14th, Councilmember Lyles attended the VML SEDS Committee meeting. July 15th, Vice Mayor Mullins and Councilmember McCarty attended the Public Works Committee meeting. And today, Mayor Gross and Councilmember Stovall attended the Finance Committee meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure.
Okay, next item is a request to postpone or change the agenda. No changes. Hearing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. And tonight that contains the minutes of the regular meeting of July 7th, 2026. Are there any changes or additions to the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I'll move consent agenda.
Okay.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Stovall to move the consent agenda, second by Vice Mayor Mullins. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. All right, moving right along tonight. So we're down to the fun stuff, the awards, and we'll start with some staff introductions. Kimberly, there you are. I think you have an introduction, right?
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and members of council.
It is my pleasure tonight to officially introduce Lee Phillips, the newest member of our Treasury Department. Lee has stepped into the role of Senior Treasury Administrator with the ultimate goal of advancing to Deputy Treasurer position once she receives her certification. Lee comes to us with 18 years of accounting and finance experience from Botetourt County Schools. During her time there, she mastered accounts payable, budgeting, and audits, while also training staff on the complex Tyler Munis operation system. Beyond her impressive background, Lee's arrival brings much-needed structural value to our daily operations. Her role allows our office to achieve a much better separation of duties, minimizing internal risks, and bringing a higher level of functionality and efficiency to our treasury processes. Lee has demonstrated she is incredibly organized, highly proficient, and a quick learner who is already eager to absorb new knowledge. Most importantly, I found she is deeply committed to helping and serving our citizens. Lee and her husband, Jimmy, will be relocating to be closer to this area for family reasons, and we are incredibly fortunate that this move allowed us to bring her extensive experience over from Botetourt County to join our team. Please join me in welcoming Lee Phillips.
Thank you. I'm just honored to be a part of this organization and so humbled to be able to come here and serve citizens and learn about processes and the procedures with this town. Just grateful for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Come on up, we'd like to shake your hand. Those folks don't be.
Good to see you again.
Well,
Thank you so much. Welcome. I'm glad to have you.
good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah.
Thanks. Glad you're here.
Pete, a lot of time, huh?
Who would have ever,
It's like,
who would have ever guessed?
Mr. Mayor, this is the first day I've met Lee's family, but I'd like her to introduce her family to everybody.
Please.
They're very lovely.
Yeah.
this is Jerry.
Hey, Jimmy.
My son, Preston, and his wife, Jay.
All right. All right.
Perfect.
Well, good to have you folks with us. We're really excited about you being here.
So he's got all the government employees and get there, starting to get to school.
So I have to say, I felt very welcomed and just at home here.
Oh, great.
Here.
Good.
The few weeks I've been here, it's just been very nice.
Great. Well, welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Mr. Mayor, they do have a prior engagement if it's okay if they're released.
Oh, yeah, we're not offended
sweet,
at all.
Not at all. Good to meet all of you.
Nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
welcome.
Mr. Mayor, I would be obligated to say the Botetourt County School System is a separate legal entity from the Botetourt County.
I just told Councilmember Mullins, I said he went after all the government employees, so he's going after the school employees.
Oh, man. Oh, I think I'm gonna leave that alone. Mindy, it looks like you're up next, please. Speaking of Botetourt, yeah.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the newest member of the Community Programs Department, Morgan Poplowski, who recently joined us as the Manager of Guest Experiences and Events at the Vinton War Memorial. So throughout the hiring process, Morgan impressed us all because she just has a passion for creating memorable experiences, a very, very detailed person and attention to detail, and then her customer service was just outstanding. So she has nearly a decade of hands-on experience planning and executing events of all sizes, from weddings, fundraisers, community festivals, and retreats. Most recently, Morgan served as the event venue manager at the Loft at Liberty Street in Harrisonburg, where she oversaw all aspects of venue operations, including client relations, event logistics, staffing, catering, marketing, budgeting, and everything else there is. Morgan came from a team of one. She managed a wedding venue as one person, so she's really excited to join our team and have a team with her at the War Memorial. So she earned her Bachelor of Science in Interpersonal Communications from James Madison University, and her background from education combined with her extensive event experience has really prepared her for this role. So we're super excited for Morgan to oversee the newly renovated Vinton War Memorial when it reopens, and her dog Camper are new residents of the town of Vinton. So.
That sounds great. Please tell me you're not from Bogota. Have you ever driven through that?
Actually joked with Mandy on the way up. I was like, it's probably inappropriate to joke. I didn't come from Boston.
We're nothing if not inappropriate.
No, I didn't bring my golden retriever to introduce to you guys, but it is an honor to be a part of the town of Vinton. And I can't wait to get to know you guys over many, many fun events in the War Memorial.
Well, thank you. We're very,
amazing.
very excited that you're here. We'd like to shake your hand.
So
Welcome.
Can I take a picture with me?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, Morgan. Okay. Well, as we continue in the same theme.
Mr. Mayor, Council, I'm not going to introduce a new officer, but I am going to introduce Officer McKittrick as our new Community Services Officer. Just to give you a little background on Officer McKittrick, he joined our police department in 2023 after serving with the Roanoke City Police Department. He has extensive experience in community policing, public engagement, and building positive relationship with residents and businesses. During his years in Roanoke City, he served as a community policing specialist for 8 years, which allowed him to work closely with neighborhood groups, attending community meetings, assisted homeless individuals, supported grieving families, and helped mentor and train new officers. He has also remained actively involved in the community as an assistant scout leader and has demonstrated a strong commitment to public responsibility throughout his career. We are confident Officer McKittrick will excel in this new role. His experience, professionalism, and passion for community engagement make him an outstanding choice to lead our outreach efforts. He has already expressed a vision of increasing foot patrols in the downtown areas and also the greenways, expanding engagement with local businesses, developing resource information for residents and business owners, and strengthening partnerships throughout the community. We believe his proactive approach will further enhance the department's visibility, accessibility, and relationships with the people that we serve. So please join me in congratulating Officer McKittrick in this new assignment, and we look forward to the impact that he will make within the town.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity to work in this position. And like the deputy chief has said, I do plan on increasing the amount of foot patrols, not only in the greenways and the downtown area, but also want to keep a specific eye on the parks, because I believe that's a great resource for the town. And it's a good way for the town residents to get to know the government of the town.
Great, great. Oh, thank you. Thank you. We're very excited.
Definitely.
Yeah, appreciate the work you guys do. Yeah.
You tried to run.
Can't get away. Can't get away. Debbie would block the door if you tried to get away, you know. Yeah. Well, congratulations on the new position. We're very excited about that for you. With that, we'll move on to citizens' comments. I don't see anyone here signed up for the comments, so we'll move on to the briefings. Donna, it looks like we're going to start with you tonight. I guess we're going to talk about the employee handbook, right?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, thank you for letting me speak tonight. So tonight I'm going to go over briefly the key policy updates that we are proposing for 3 sections of the employee handbook. Section 4, safety and security, Section 6, pay practices, and Section 7, time off. So in Section 4, we are adding an emergency closure policy. The town may close, delay, or modify on-site operations during unsafe conditions. Those could be weather, power outages, public safety issues, etc. Staff should use their own discretion concerning safety about reporting to the offices when the office reopens. If the job duties enable the ability to work remote, that is the expectation of the administration. If the job duties do not allow for remote work, or that staff member chooses not to work remotely that day, for instance, it's a snow day and their kids are out of school and they want to spend the day outside, then they have to take some form of leave, whether that be awarded PTO, volunteer leave, those types of things, to cover the missing hours. We further went on to define essential personnel as employees who must report to work or remain available during emergency situations because of the duties are critical to maintaining the town operations and public safety. And I really don't, it's not that long, it's just really big print. Non-essential personnel or employees not required to report during emergency closures because their duties are not critical to the immediate operations of the town. In this section, we also added a prescription safety glass program available to employees working in hazardous areas. The program allots for $200 reimbursement for ANSI-approved prescription safety glasses. They're eligible for 1 pair every 2 years. We do have a workers' compensation plus policy, which would replace those should they be damaged or destroyed during the course of doing their job. Eye exams and lens upgrades are not covered, so there's a specific criteria that they have to have, and a current prescription is required. I will say that our insurance does offer an annual exam. I believe it's $40. So in Section 6, pay practices. So these proposed changes simply clarify the pay practices that we already currently implement, and they capture the temporary tax deduction for the 0.5% of the overtime premium. So the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, the OBBBA, was passed on July 4th of 2025, and it's a new federal income tax deduction for qualified overtime compensation. It is capturing, when they get paid 1.5, it's just capturing that half. Is that me? Sorry. The tracking requirement came into effect January 1st of this year. So we have obviously been doing this for about 7 months. We currently calculate non-public, we define non-public safety employees overtime after 40 hours in a work week. Public safety employees overtime after 84 hours in a work period. Their work period is 14 days. Essential personnel, our paid leave counts towards overtime. Non-essential personnel, the paid leave does not count toward overtime. Some leave types under the OBBBA do not qualify for the tax deduction. So if there is PTO, volunteer leave, awarded leave, holiday pay, any types of those types of leaves that's in that pay period, then that's removed from the calculation of the overtime premium. And what the overtime premium tax does, it just gives them another way to earn money back when they file their taxes next year. We added a clause for discretionary time. This is for exempt employees. Exempt employees are paid for the job that they do, not individually tracking every hour as non-exempt employees. So it's understood that you're going to work over the 40 hours at some point. As an exempt employee, you're going to work beyond your 40-hour work week. You're not entitled to overtime under the Fair Labor Standard Act. So discretionary time comes into play where you can use up to 8 hours. It's a non-accrued leave. We don't track it in any way. It's more or less along the line of an honor system. You can use 8 hours, up to 8 hours at a time for brief, unexpected situations. It does not replace PTO. You cannot take 40 hours of discretionary time for the whole week. And it can't be used repeatedly or continuously without using your PTO. We also added a remote work policy to this section. When allowed, we currently already do remote work for certain positions if the job duties align with it, but we hadn't had a policy implemented yet. So the remote work policy, the remote work itself must support operational needs, has to be approved by the department head. It can be changed or ended at any time. It's not, you're not entitled to be given remote work capabilities. The employee must stay accessible and protect confidential information, and we have to have a signed remote work acknowledgement on file. And the last section that we're proposing changes to is Section 7, time off. So in this section, we wanted to note two things. The maximum payout that an employee will get will not exceed what their threshold amount is. So if their threshold amount is 640 hours and they leave employment at 725 hours, in their accrual bank, they're only going to receive the 640 hours. Currently, they get paid out for the whole amount. So we're limiting that to the threshold amount. Bless you. And of course, those threshold amounts are based on whatever Virginia retirement plan they have. And then the fiscal year end date for time being underneath that threshold can be extended by the town manager. However, the department head must provide supporting documentation as to why their staff was not able to take time off during that time period. Those are all the changes that we're submitting for updating. And if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me or Pete by August 10th, just so that we can have adequate time to address them before the next council meeting to bring forth the resolution. Do you have any immediate questions that you would like answered?
Nice presentation.
Very good.
Nice presentation.
Very thorough, and I'm glad you understand. Good job, Donna.
Thank you, Donna. Great job. Oh, goodness. Okay, with that, we'll move on to some of the items that require action. And I think the first one, Deputy Chief Paulus is back up again. Boy, that damn.
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, thank you for allowing me to speak again.
Sure.
This is to discuss the proposed ordinance that was included in your agenda packet regarding the use of the town parks and greenways. This ordinance establishes clear rules to help keep these public spaces safe, accessible, and enjoyable for everyone. It addresses issues that are not specifically covered in our current town code, including hours of operation, overnight camping, unattended property, alcohol consumption, open fires, and unauthorized motorized vehicles. More importantly, the key reason for this ordinance is to proactively address the use of motorized vehicles such as ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and golf carts on our greenways. Many neighboring localities have experienced safety concerns and complaints involving these vehicles. While we have not seen those types of problems in the same extent that they have, we did want to address the issue before it becomes a concern within our own community. More importantly, this ordinance also gives our officers the legal authority to enforce these regulations consistently and protect both the public and the town's investment in our parks and greenways. So having said that, I would respectfully ask that you approve the ordinance, and I'll be glad to answer any questions that I may be able to answer for you.
Thank you, sir. Council, any questions or comments? All right. Council, you have before you an ordinance as described by Deputy Chief Lawless concerning the parks and trails and the use of various items on those parks and trails.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance amending chapter 82, street sidewalks and other public places in the town of Benton.
Thank you, sir.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Councilmember Lyles and a second by Councilmember McCarty. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Lyles?
Yes.
Councilmember McCarty?
Yes.
Councilmember Stovall?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mullins?
Yes.
Mayor Gross?
Yes. All right. Ordinance passes, obviously. So, Lieutenant Caldwell, I think you're up next. Sorry.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council for allowing me this time. I did put together a short PowerPoint. I think it would just break it down and explain everything better. This is just a proposal to adopt an ordinance for trespass bar program for the town of Benton. So we might ask, why is this program needed? The trespassing is a recurrent issue within our jurisdiction. It's often associated with theft and vandalism, disorderly conduct, and drug-related offenses as well. And these incidents can negatively have an impact on businesses, property owners, as well as residents, just through the complaints that we receive. The Benton PD has seen an increase in calls involving individuals experiencing homelessness, substance use disorders, or lack of stable housing. And the current enforcement measures that we currently do can be inefficient because repeat offenders are often not deterred by traditional interventions that we have currently in place. So what this proposed ordinance does, first, it establishes trespassing as a violation of the town code in addition to the existing state law. That provides the town with an additional enforcement mechanism. It creates a formal authorization process allowing property owners to appoint the Benton Police Department as their authorized agent for trespass enforcement, which will then enable officers to issue trespass notices and enforce violations without requiring the property owner to be present during every incident. Mainly that is like after hours, business after hours. They don't like being contacted at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, wanting to know what we would like to do with these subjects. This ordinance would also prohibit trespassing on designated town-owned properties and protect the public facilities, the parks, at Good Park, not Good Park, but the one off there, Hardy Road, and the new park that we just established at the War Memorial. And it helps keep town properties safe and accessible for residents and visitors as well. And some of the components for the trespass bar program, first is a trespass bar letter. And what this letter does, it's a formal letter issue to identify the trespassers or the offenders, and it notifies those individuals they are prohibited from entering specified properties. And once served, offenders have clear notice that returning may result in criminal enforcement. Next component is the business collaboration. The police department will work closely with business owners and property managers, and these goals are to include identifying recurring problem locations and identifying repeat offenders, improving communication between law enforcement and the business community. And all this will take a proactive approach for reducing crime. The third component will be documentation and accountability. The Benton Police Department We'll maintain records of all trespass bar letters that are issued, and we'll monitor compliance within this program. These records will be retained for a period of 3 years. That's to track repeat offenders, evaluate program effectiveness. And after 3 years, it's up to that business if they want to continue the program. They can renew, or they can opt to drop out at that time. And this will ensure consistent enforcement. Some of the benefits for the trespass bar program, it creates a strong deterrent. The formal trespass bar letters clearly communicate the consequences of returning to prohibited properties, and this may discourage future violations before they occur. For example, in 2025, we received 101 calls for trespassing through dispatch. For example, 25 of those were with Kroger here in the town of Vinton. Those numbers seem to be increasing. In 2026 this far, we've had 81 as of today, just for this year so far. More program benefits. It supports local businesses. Participating property owners appoint the police department as their agent for trespass enforcement. And these benefits include the business owners generally do not have to appear in court for routine trespass cases, reduces the burden on the businesses, and it helps alleviate concerns about retaliation from offenders. This encourages greater participation in trespass and enforcement. Because one of the big things that keeps us sometimes from enforcing trespassing is that the businesses are in fear of retaliation, or they just don't want to get involved and they don't want to waste time coming to court, or they just don't have the time to come to court. So this would alleviate, this would eliminate them from having to come to court, and this would just have us representing them in court. This will also improve our ability to address repeat offenders effectively. This program will also strengthen community partnerships. It will enhance cooperation between the police department, the businesses, and the property owners. This improves our ability to reduce repeat calls for service, which I just explained in some examples in the last year and a half. And overall, it will enhance community safety. As mentioned earlier, this is a voluntary participation. Participation is entirely voluntary for private property owners, and those property owners may revoke their authorization at any time. And in closing, the Trespass Bar Program provides another proactive tool, one, to address chronic trespassing issues, reduce crime, and support our business and community, and improve the overall quality of life for the citizens of Vinton. And I'd like to thank Mr. Carroll for his help on this. It's been a long process, but there's a lot of moving parts to get through. So thank you for your time, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. I know in your packet there was a letter that the trespass bar letter, that is the sign-up form that we will give the businesses. So our plan is we're getting ready to go through and do business contacts. We do those every year, update business contacts for dispatch as well as for our officers. So in the middle of the night, if we have an emergency, they have a business contact to call. And once we go out and reach out to our business contacts for updates, we will introduce this program to them and see if that is something they are be interested in signing up for.
Great. Thank you, Lieutenant. Council, you have any questions or comments?
If you want somebody to sign up first, you can visit Chris McCarty.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
And we could be second if we're still going to hold on to that place.
I don't know how many calls were from Chris with how many that was had already, but
Roanoke City has the program right now. They've had it for years, and it's very successful.
Yeah. Well, appreciate y'all's work on this, because I know it's been in the works for quite a while, so it's good to see it's completed and ready to go. So thank you for that. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Council, you have before you an ordinance that would, pardon me?
Just want to add one thing, Mr. Mayor. I noticed in the last clause of the ordinance, there's a blank for the effective date. So I would suggest that a motion clarify that the ordinance will take effect immediately, and then we can fill that blank in there.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
I'll make a motion to consider to adopt the ordinance that permits individuals who are in charge of real property to designate the Benton Police Department as a person lawfully in charge of the property for the purpose of barring people from ongoing upon or remaining upon the property effective immediately.
Okay.
And I'll second.
Okay. We have a motion by Councilmember McCarty, second by Vice Mayor Mullins. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Lyles?
Yes.
Councilmember McCarty?
Yes.
Councilmember Stovall?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mullins?
Yes.
Mayor Gross?
Yes. All right. Thank you, folks. This could be a very important ordinance, I would say. Yeah. All right. With that, we'll move on to our next ordinance. Kimberly, I believe you're up again.
Good evening again. I am presenting this ordinance tonight to proactively protect daily financial operations. Now that the U.S. Mint has officially stopped producing the penny, we anticipate localized shortages in cash payments at our counters. This ordinance comes before you tonight under the express authority of Section 2 of Chapter 713 of the 2026 Virginia Acts of Assembly, which explicitly permits local governing bodies to adopt temporary procedures to adjust physical cash transactions in response to the elimination of the penny. To prevent service delays, this ordinance does three things. It allows cash-only transactions at our windows to temporarily round to the nearest nickel using standard symmetrical rules. Number two, it strictly excludes all electronic payments, checks, and cards, which will continue to be processed to the exact penny. And number three, to keep our accounting systems completely accurate by creating a secure, capped ledger line to track minor daily register variations for our auditors. Most importantly, this is a if-needed ordinance. Approval tonight does not activate this policy tomorrow. Instead, it places a necessary tool in our administrative toolkit. It will remain inactive until it is determined that the penny shortage is actively disrupting the town operations. In conclusion, again, this is a temporary bridge measure authorized by the state. By next spring, the Virginia Department of Taxation will release uniform statewide guidelines for all municipalities. Once those permanent state regulations are passed, we will bring a new permanent ordinance back to this council to replace this temporary one before July 1st, 2027, sunset date.
Okay, thank you very much.
Are there any questions?
Questions, comments? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, Kimberly. So council, you have before you an ordinance that would authorize the temporary cash transaction rounding policy.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Stovall, second by Councilmember Lyles. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Lyles?
Yes.
Councilmember McCarty?
Yes.
Councilmember Stovall?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mullins?
Yes.
Mayor Gross?
Yes. Thank you, folks. Okay, I don't see any public hearings listed tonight, so we'll move on to the reports from the committees. Jill, looks like you're up next, please. Jill has become a professional.
She is doing an amazing job.
Doing a great job.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, everyone. I'm here tonight to give you a report of the Public Works Committee meeting that was held on Wednesday, July 15th. We discussed some existing projects. The first one was the Pollard Street Cedar Avenue storm drain repair. At that time, we reported that material and structures were staged behind the municipal building and that they had started at First Street and Cedar Avenue, and they were installing pipe towards South Pollard. So that work is continuing as we speak. or as I speak. Gus Nick's Gish Mill water line improvement was next on our list, and we reported that they were making great progress. This is the Western Virginia Water Authority. They were at the Parks and Rec building when we spoke last week, and we also told them that we were extending the water line from Gus Nick's Boulevard up Highland Avenue to Wayne Street. So that's going to help out Billy Bird and the surrounding areas there. The next item we discussed was road repairs. Public Works completed 5 rather large road repairs last month using 76.5 tons of asphalt that our guys actually shoveled and raked by hand.
Wow.
And it was in some of the hottest, kind of like what we've been, the high 90s. So it was a major, some major work that we did there. They included like South Maple Street, Vineyard at Bojangles, Vineyard at AutoZone, Ruddle Road near Lynn Haven Circle, and at First Street in West Cleveland. So we did all that ourselves, and we're pretty proud of it. Then we went on to new projects, kind of tacking on to road repairs, but there are some other road repairs that are a little larger than what we want to undertake at Public Works. So we're going to bring in an asphalt contractor to look at one of the areas is Bowman Street, which is in dire need of repair. And there's also an area along East Madison there at the back of Woods. That's another area we're going to look at. And then we have some other areas that we're going to, when the contractor's here, we're going to have him check it out. The next item was East Cleveland Avenue and South Poplar Street, the intersection there, and Pete's gonna handle that for me, please.
Yes, ma'am. So this was a pretty extensive discussion point. We had a resident on East Cleveland Avenue bring this to our attention a number of times, requesting a 4-way stop sign at that intersection of Poplar and Cedar, or Cleveland rather. We've consulted with both our friends, our traffic engineers at the Salem District Office for VDOT, as well as some third-party on-call consultant traffic engineers. Because of the differential between the traffic volumes, daily traffic volumes on Cleveland as compared to Poplar, it's not anyone's recommendation to put in a 4-way stop sign. That's just not good design. So we did several things. Corporal Dibble actually installed our speed limit signs that are digital. And not only do they highlight what the actual speed of that car that goes by is, it also captures data. I've shared that data with at least 2 members of council in preparation of the Public Works Committee. I can share it with all of you if you care to see it, but it showed, obviously there's a speeding problem, which we all knew, mostly downhill, kind of makes sense, but the vehicle traffic following downhill is in particular going fairly fast. So we considered a couple of ideas. We discussed the merits of doing rumble strips like we did on Walnut Avenue. We discussed the idea of doing speed cushions, which a couple of our employees have had some experience with in Roanoke City with some cut-throughs based off the Garden City Boulevard utility project. We've talked about some halo signs that would be outlined in digital lights to kind of be more, these would be permanently installed. It could be more visible for the vehicles. There was a number of things that we discussed with the 2 members of the Public Works Committee. We were taking some measures to get the speed cushions is what we're going to do to try as a trial period. Install those speed cushions in consultation with traffic engineers that we had look at that intersection, where the placement should be best suited for that, in combination with the halo speed limit signs, and a press release. It will accompany a press release. So we'll make advance notice to the general public that those devices, speed control devices, will be implemented. And we'll capture that data again using those the speed limit signs, and to see if it has an effect on the speed, which we know that it will. And then we would also, depending on the results of this test, whether or not we would then deploy those on a permanent basis, and we might also try those on other locations such as Ruddle Road, where this is another area that we seem to have some speeding folks that, and these aren't resident. The unfortunate part about Cleveland and Ruddle, there are residents that live on that road, but it's also very high commuter traffic. So there's a lot of cut through traffic. So that's kind of the point of trying to reduce the speeds there. Our police department does a great job, but you can't be there 24/7. Right. And the data capture that we had does indicate that there is some speeding problems. So these are ways to mitigate that speed and remind folks of retraining some behavior. So we're going to deploy these measures when they come in, and we'll keep you posted on the results, and certainly of the notice of when that gets put into place.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does that cover the matter pretty well?
Sir.
Yes, ma'am. Great. And council, when we're done with this, if the two members of Public Works Committee, if you have any additional comments on that, please speak up. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So the next item that we discussed was the Claiborne Avenue storm ditch repair. We received a call from a resident at 905 Claiborne regarding stormwater running onto their property. And upon inspection, once we got out there, we found that the ditch was filled with sediment and trees. This in turn became an emergency repair for us. So everything that we had hoped to start working on had to be put on the back burner, which happens a lot in Public Works. So in order to do the repair, we've had to remove a lot of trees. We had to rent some equipment, things like that. We've had to remove the trees, the roots and sediment. And once that's complete, we will start digging out the ditch and installing fabric and riprap to get the ditch back in the alignment so it'll stop, allowing the stormwater to come onto his property. The next item is Long John Silver's entrance. With the new construction, we had informed the contractors that they would need to bring the entrance up to VDOT standards because it was had not been like that when it was there before. Unfortunately, that was lost in communication. And when we noticed that they were paving out to the street, we had to inform the general manager to correct the apron and bring it up to the specs. And that's now being completed and everything's good with that. Public Works staffing was the next thing on our list. We had 5 of our Public Works staff members that went through what we call HEO certifications, which is heavy equipment operator certifications. This is where it involves a dig repair simulation on a storm drain pipe. We had, of the 5, 4 passed the test, and so they then were promoted to an equipment operator 3 with a salary increase as well. So we were really proud of that. On the flip side of that, we're also dealing with a lot of shortages at Public Works. We had 2 vacant positions for quite a while, and now we are up to 4. We have 2 seasonal staff, one that will be departing next Friday, and probably the Friday after that, because he'll be returning to school. So we are definitely working with very few people. The last item that we talked about is Public Works new equipment, and always good to talk about new equipment, but we have a dump truck spreader and plow, and it's at the upfitter now, and we hope to have it back by the end of September, 1st of October. So we're excited about that. And we're also working on quotes on a new knuckle boom truck, and also on a 1-ton dump truck. And we hope to have those orders placed by fall, possibly for delivery after 1st of the year.
All right. You got busy.
It's been a little busy, yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, obviously, of course, the Public Works Department always stays busy, and the committee's been busy too. So, good job, folks. Good job. Public Works Department is very dedicated, and always those guys and ladies do a great job. So we appreciate y'all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Jill.
Thank you, Jill. Good report.
I got to go over the speed humps or cushions on Craig Robertson yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Get your attention.
Yeah, they'll get your attention. Craig Robertson, the cut through.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Tiffany, looks like you're next. Excuse me.
No,
did you have something?
no.
Hi.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hello. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Town Council. I am here to report on May and June financials that were reviewed at the last two Finance Committee meetings. In June, we discussed the May financials, where operating cash and investments were a total of $9.3 million, with a 6% increase over April's balances. That increase was due to $477,000 collected in real estate and personal property bills, a 7% increase in meals tax filings over April, and just stable revenue receipts over all other taxes and interest income. In addition, that month was a low expenditure month for us with the completion of the park. Today, we discussed the June financials, where our operating cash and investments totaled $8.5 million, with a 9% decrease over May's balances. Though we received $305,000 in collections for real estate and personal property, we had large expenditures on paving, the Gish Mill reimbursement, and expenses for the War Memorial renovation. Also in June, we also discussed our year-end financials, where each department met or exceeded budget in revenue collections, and some of those collections that exceeded our budget or met that budget was business license, meals tax, our interest income, cigarette tax, and pari-mutuel tax. All of our departments ended the year between a 9% or 103% of budget spent. In addition, other items discussed today and previously in June was Madison Bailey and also Ann Geneva coming to discuss the FY24 audit. And today we had an additional in-depth discussion on the audit findings and our FY24 CFA, which will conclude any discussions moving forward of the FY24 audit. And so now I'm going to pivot to Cody so that he can discuss the War Memorial financing.
Yeah, the other item that we discussed sort of at length was the Benton War Memorial financing. We had gone out to do a request for proposals. So we received 3 proposals, Bank of Botetourt, Carter Bank, and Pinnacle. And after a discussion amongst the committee of the various proposals and with staff, guidance is recommended that we would move forward with discussions with Bank of Botetourt on their proposal at the staff level. And while those discussions are going on, I'll work with legal counsel to sort of prepare a final resolution and loan documents to then be advertised for a public hearing and brought back before the full council on August 18th. So I'm happy we can share the details of those proposals sort of offline and answer any questions that council may have. But pending any objection, move forward with discussions with Bank of Botetourt.
Thank you, sir.
And we do need a motion for the May. So do y'all have any questions prior to the motion being made for the May and June financials being accepted?
Okay, thank you. Any questions, comments? Nope.
All right.
Thank you very much, Tiffany. So as she mentioned, we do need a motion that would approve the financial statements for May 31 and June 30, 2026.
So moved, Mr. Mayor. So go ahead. Now, you always want to be first. Take a lead down there.
I think the motion was made by Councilmember Stovall, second by Councilmember Lyles.
You got to speak up down there.
All in favor, please speak up and say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, folks. All right, appointments to boards and commissions. Looks like it's your turn, Megan.
Yes, sir. So the second amended and restated intergovernmental agreement regarding the Roanoke Valley Greenway was adopted on July 7th, 2026. Roanoke Valley Allegheny Regional Commission is responsible for carrying out the work through its own forces or through contractors or partners, and in consultation with the Greenway Committee, planning, supporting, coordinating, and community engagement with the Greenway system. Council is being asked to appoint members to the Greenway Committee under this new agreement. Staff recommend the following individuals be appointed for a 3-year term beginning July 1, 2026 and ending on June 30, 2029. Janet Schott and Arthur, AKA Bud LaRoche. There is a vacant position and staff are working towards filling that vacant position.
Okay. Council, you've heard the list of nominees for the Greenway Committee. Any comments, additions, corrections? No? If we'll entertain a motion that would appoint the members as listed.
I'll make a motion to appoint the people as listed.
Yeah.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember McCarty, second by Councilmember Lyles. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay, Jeremy, I know you've had several inputs this evening. I don't see anything else listed.
Nothing else for me tonight, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Always good to see you. Mr. Manager.
Just a couple of comments. Just to piggyback on what Megan had to say about the Greenway Commission, Councilwoman McCarty has provided a name that we will be reaching out to vet for potential appointment to fill Rob Lyons' position. It is now vacant. But if anyone else has any suggestions, we'd like to consider some other options if possible. But we will certainly entertain at least the candidate that Ms. McCarty has forwarded. I just want to remind council that we are scheduled to have National Night Out on August 4th. August 18th, we are scheduled currently for a work session at 4 p.m. And then also just looking forward for September 1st, we are also planning a joint work session with the Planning Commission. So you'll have 2 planned work sessions the next 2 scheduled council meetings. While we're on council meeting discussion, I also want to let council know that we are planning to cancel the October 20th council meeting. I discussed that with Mayor Gross earlier today. That is primarily due to myself, Cody, being attending the ICMA conference, as well as Megan being out that week for the Municipal Clerks Institute. So we're going to proactively cancel that meeting. Because we don't meet election night, there will be a significant gap in between council meetings from the 1st in October to the 2nd in November. So if business deems that we need to meet, then we will plan to schedule a special called meeting sometime of that similar time frame. Obviously, it wouldn't be on the 2nd, and it wouldn't be on election day, but it would be sometime that would be at council's discretion prior to that. So we'll make adequate notice, but we'll stay in touch, and obviously we'll conduct the meeting if business deems necessary. But as at this point, we're planning to cancel October 20th. We may have seen that we posted the environmental planner position for the Planning and Zoning Office. This is not a new position. It's a retitled, a vacant position. So this is Fayola Gordon's, she's been gone now a couple of years, but we still refer to it as Fayola's position. But we rebranded this. When we hired Fayola, we still had the water and sewer utility system. And we hired her primarily to do some GIS database collection and some work around our utility system. Well, shortly thereafter, we sold that system and failed it. We got a lot of great work out of her, and we kind of tweaked the job in real time. But now that we're hiring for a new position, this will primarily the reason why it's a stormwater environmental planner is going to be serving quite a bit of the stormwater requirements that we do, our MS4 permit and DEQ requirements. It's a pretty significant piece of Anita's position. And so we're looking to train the next generation to take that permitting process over. So that's kind of what we're focusing on. We'll have some GIS capabilities and some other general planning and planning purposes, but just wanted to point out that this is not a new position. This is just a rebranded vacant position. Wanted to mention the Gish Mill open house next week. I know a lot of you have responded that you'd like to attend. I will meet you there, and I'll have hard hats because this will be a hard hat tour. This is being hosted by the two owners, David Hill and David Trinkle. They are shopping this to potential tenants. They still have a couple of tenant spaces that they could lease out. Also, commercial real estate agents will be coming and get a peek at the property. So that's the purpose of the open house. We're not really participating in hosting it, but certainly welcome to come and get another sneak peek of what work's been done since the last time you're in that space. And the stormwater project, I think it was briefly mentioned earlier at the Public Works, but the Cedar and Pollard stormwater project is going well. We had Pollard closed on Friday as well as yesterday and today. It looks like we'll probably have to keep it closed again through at least a portion of the day tomorrow.
I thought it was open today. Wasn't people going through there today?
Some people.
It was still closed.
You put the letters on them signs need to be bigger.
But the reason why I mentioned that project's going well. We'll probably be closed one more day. It just so happens the hotel developer or the general contractor for the hotel, he is also getting close to doing his sidewalk work on Pollard. So why not necessarily going to directly overlap. There may be a short period or time in between, but we're going to have to close Pollard again for that same block for the sidewalk work that will be conducted along Pollard for the hotel project. So I'll keep you posted on that, but just the before warning. And I was also asked to remind council, if you're looking to carpool for the APA Awards next Tuesday, that we'll meet at the rear of the municipal building at 9:30 a.m. And just for the good of the group, we'll be a good number of us will be going to Danville to the APA conference to receive the Comp Plan of the Year award for populations up to 100,000. So looking forward to that. Now, unless you have any questions, I think that's all my announcements for the evening.
Okay, thank you, sir. Council, any other questions for the town manager this evening? If not, we'll turn it over to council. You want to start tonight?
I do. I said to Laura just a minute ago, I wonder if there's any bad language being uttered right before that vehicle went in that hole today. I want to say, I know there's staff members here, and I got this one comment about the fact of today, and to the fact of how solid this town is. And the town is solid, first off, because of the employees, each one of you that work hard every day. And then naturally the budgeting and the finances and the work that you all do to help bring things to the town, and the excitement to the town. And Cody said, a lot of people, naturally we reading in the last couple of days about the casino in Roanoke City, and a lot of people think that Rosie's is running this town, and it's not. Where we like them and we're great partners with them, but one of the top ones is the meals tax. So anyway, thank you all, thank you town. We're heading into the 26, 27 year solid. Solid as we can be. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Vice Mayor?
Kind of piggyback off the staff thing. It was great to see so many here tonight. Love it. And thank you for our little surprise, Donna and everybody. That was excellent. And yeah, good stuff. Good stuff going on as usual. Thank y'all.
Thank you, ma'am. Anything further?
I too wanted to thank for the little surprise. That's perfect for me. I love that. So thank you. I use it all the time. And I want to thank Keith and Megan for helping me with my iPad every time when I come in here. Keith's like my little IT guy over here. So thank you for that. Congratulations to Chief. I understand that he's out of town. He's already made the news there. So congratulations on that. And my personal shout out, this is just from me, not from the town, this week is once again to Woods Auto.
Yeah.
Taking care of getting my niece's car ready to go back to Emory. So, and that, welcome to the family. Thanks for coming tonight, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. Randy, she's got it all under control.
That's for sure. Pete?
Yep, thanks, Donna. Appreciate it. That was a nice little surprise. Appreciate it. And staff, piggyback off what Mike said. I work out on Brambleton and had a customer today come in and have no idea that I live in Benton, am on council or anything, and was talking about the road out front. And if the city could be just half as good as Benton, the city would look great. And then I went in to tell him that, it's good to hear that, I've served on council and lived here just about my whole life. And it's good to hear people talk about us outside of the town. So looking forward to National Night Out. It's always fun. It's going to be a different location, but I think it's going to be I don't know, I wouldn't say a better location because it's the War Memorial. It's going to be different. And it's that whole place down in the Farmers Market has changed. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes over. All War Memorial have grown every year. So it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. And welcome. Look forward to seeing and hearing all the great things we do at the War Memorial.
Thank you, sir. Yes, we certainly want to welcome you. We've heard some great things, and we're all excited about the War Memorial and all the great things that are going to happen there. Thanks. This is very nice. Appreciate the recognition.
Yeah, we got it beforehand.
You need to round up.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, thank you very much. And I don't know if you folks are aware or not, but the Regional Chamber, I think I've got this right, is having a activity they call Good Morning VBR. I believe it happens quarterly. Is that right? No. Every month.
Every other month.
Every other month. Okay. No wonder I miss those.
Yeah. Come on.
But anyhow, recently, what they do is they have all the localities send a representative, and we've had some really good representation. It's an opportunity for everyone to explain what's going on in their localities. And to me, it's kind of difficult because I think you only get like 3 minutes. Yeah. And, but some of our folks have done a great job, as you would expect. Chief Drummond did great. Of course, Mandy did one. Pete did the last one. It was just really awesome. I did one, but they're a lot of fun. If you get a chance to go to one of those, I'd highly recommend that. It's really it's a lot of fun and lets you know what's going on in the entire valley. Mike, you just mentioned something I think is really important. I do like to brag on our staff because I think they are awesome. We've just got a great staff. Morgan, you're coming on at a good time. This is really an exciting time here in town. And I was in this very discussion earlier this afternoon, and it's not that we haven't had good people in the past. We have, but the combination that we have now is just across the board. It's just really good. Everyone does their job. I think they do a great job. As far as I know, they get along with each other. If not, don't tell me. It's really a pleasure to work with you folks, and obviously things are going well in the town. So that's because of the staff, so we appreciate you folks so much. Anything else come before council this evening? If not, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right. Is there a second? We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, please signify by leaving. Thank you, folks.